Yo, what is up, guys? Back with another video, and good news for y'all, I'm actually gonna edit it today, so it's not gonna seem like I'm yapping as much. We got a book review. The book we're reviewing is The Way of the Superior Man by David Dita. Basically, this book deals with how you should handle yourself in a relationship as a man. The author says you actually don't need to be a man. You just need to have a masculine essence. So you could be a lady. Your haircut probably looks a little bit like mine. I'm not going to say the word. Starts with a D, rhymes with Mike. And it applies to you if you enjoy the feminine essence. Like, that's what you're going for in a relationship. Right here, I got the 8 lessons that I understand the most and can explain to y'all the best. Number 1 is enjoy your friend's criticism. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but what it means for me is your boys are gonna tell you the harsh truth no matter what, whether you like to hear it or not, whether it hurts your feelings or not. It used to hurt my feelings, but it was pretty funny though, cause they were calling me a lot of fat jokes. They would call me like Fat Miller, big back, just general stuff like that. But it was actually important though, because it helped me realize I needed to make a change and lose some weight, because I was getting chunky, bro. At the end of the day, your boys love you, bro, and they just want what's best for you. Number 2 is women are not liars. So I think what he means by this is a lot of times what women say isn't actually what they think. It's really more so just what they feel in that moment. So basically her words are just that right there, how she feels in that moment. She's not necessarily lying. It's just exaggerated sometimes because that's how she feels right then and there. Number 3 is tolerating leads to resenting. So if you're around a woman and she has this habit that you don't like, or something about the way that she is that you don't like, I wouldn't say try to change it, and don't tolerate it either, because then you can just end up keeping someone around you who you don't really enjoy being around just because you're trying to get some box. And like for me, I've done that before, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But then on the drive home, it actually feels pretty bad, to be honest. That's why for me, once I peep something that they do where it's like, okay, I don't think my wife would be doing this, I just leave. Just makes it easier, honestly, and less headaches. Number 4 is your purpose must come before your relationship. What this means is basically your relationship should never be like the most important thing in your life, dog. Like your purpose or whatever drives you, that should be your main thing, and your relationship should fit into your purpose, and it shouldn't get in the way of your purpose. And at the end of the day, sometimes this kind of helps you out, because you don't need to ditch your lady to go do what you want to do. Don't ditch her, but she's gonna like if you have something going on that is important to you and you have passion for it. If you have passion for it, then she'll understand, oh, okay, that's why he's not around me right now. Don't ditch her just to go do some random stuff. Like, if you're ditching her to go play video games or something, she's not gonna like that. But if you're ditching her to, let's say, focus on your career for a little bit, not ditching, but not spending all your time with her, it's actually gonna be kind of attractive to her. And basically, a woman is gonna enjoy. Let's say you can only put 2 hours in the day aside for her. If you're locked in on her for those 2 hours, it's gonna be way better than if you spend the whole day with her, but you're kind of on your phone, kind of doing other stuff while you're with her. If you give her those 2 hours where you're just locked in on her, that's what she'll prefer. Number 5, don't force the feminine to make decisions. A great example of this that the author gave, let's say it's your girl's birthday, right? And you want to do something nice for her, right? Do not be like, oh, we can just do whatever you want today. She doesn't like to plan stuff. If she has a feminine essence, she doesn't want to sit there and plan something out. Plan it for her, obviously. Because then it's like, if you just let her pick whatever she wants to do, she's like, oh, why he didn't even think this through. There's no thought that went into this. He's just let me do whatever I want. 6 is choose a woman who is your complementary opposite. So obviously you're gonna want someone who likes a lot of the same stuff as you do, but it would be kind of bad if y'all are basically like the same person, because at the end of the day, you need some yin and yang, you know. If y'all are like the same, there's no polarization there, and there's not gonna be as much like tension, if that makes sense. The best example I can give you for this is like me personally. I go for like Latinas and black women because they're a little bit different than me. Like personally, I consider myself like a pretty chill person for the most part, but I think I need someone who's got that fire in them, you know? That's the opposite part, but the complementary part for me, like how we fit together is complement complementary part for me is, okay, for example, white women, they kind of like, sometimes they'll be like passive aggressive and they'll kind of like try to make you guess why they're mad at you. That's not Latinas and black women, in my experience at least. They'll just tell you exactly why they're mad at you. And I like that because I'm a straightforward person, and it just makes the communication style a lot easier. Number 7 is choose a woman who chooses you. What this means in my mind essentially is basically you're not chasing her. You're not putting her on a pedestal and changing up what you do just so you can get with her. You know, I see a lot of women saying they want like a man who like is obsessed with them and will like change up everything they got going on just to be with them. Maybe those women just don't have as much of a feminine essence, but basically she'll just kind of see you as a little bit soft if you're doing that. 8, the last lesson we have in here today. Your track record means nothing to her. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're like 3 months into a relationship or something, and you just make her mad for the first time. The worst thing you could do is be like, oh, this is the first time you've been mad at me, so I guess I'm doing pretty well. That is the worst thing you could possibly do, because then she'll be like, oh, so these last 3 months you were just putting on a front to try to catch me, basically. Really, you're right, dog. 3 months and it's the first time she's mad at you. That's actually pretty goated. But then she'll just start overthinking it, and you can't like try to use, sometimes you can't try to use like logical reasoning, because when you get in an argument with a woman, sometimes reasoning doesn't work, because she's just gonna argue based off how upset she is in that moment, if that makes sense. I don't want to generalize, but sometimes women fail to see the bigger picture. Other good lessons I learned in here, one I really like is he talks about like breathing strategies. So you gotta breathe in through your chest and let it fill your entire body if you want to like calm down a little bit. I like that one. There's another one he talked about like nutting through your spine, but I didn't really understand that one. I haven't really been able to give it a chance because I haven't had sex since I started reading this book. Actually don't understand that one very much at all. But Hey, I'll give it a shot when the time comes. This book took me a little bit to read, and y'all are finna be like, "Oh, Tony, how slow are you?" Bro, this took me like 2 months to read. But the problem is, I'll be reading my book in the sauna at the gym, and I'll get like 3 pages in, and my brain will literally start like overheating. So that's why it takes me a while to read a book. Like, this isn't that big of a book. It was like 250 pages, maybe, but it's a good book. The only criticism I would give this book is there's actually some points in here where he's like a little bit misogynistic, honestly. An example I could give you of this is he said, like, if you want your girl to lose weight, don't just tell her to lose weight. You got to be like, oh, I think it's so sexy when you wear your gym clothes and I see you getting a workout in. Hey, game is game, but I don't know if I'm gonna be using that one. I didn't really get was he said you gotta ravish your woman, and like sometimes you just gotta get on top of her, and I don't know about that one, bro. I thought a ravish was a fruit. So maybe I just don't get it, but I don't really agree with that one. Overall, I would give this book an 8.762 out of 10. Thank y'all for watching. I've also got big news, big news. So now that I got a computer, I'm gonna start making videos pretty, not super often, but I got y'all at least once a week. I feel like I can handle that. And pretty soon we're gonna have the most bangerest video in the history of this channel. Been at this video for a while. It's gonna be my weight loss video. It sounds kind of superficial though, but I'm just waiting until I get abs so I can make like a sick TikTok edit, and like the cover for the video will be like me over here when I'm fat and then me over here when I'm jacked. So, and yeah, just give me like another month maybe, and I'll get you all right. And I'm like, I don't know. This has been a goal I've been working at for a while, and I think I've got some real good stuff coming in that video, and maybe I could help you guys out. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.